Hello guys, and welcome to the Allied Line Infantry tier list for Steel Division 2. So I noticed that the tier list maker had saved my Axis ones into the list. So we'll be ranking the Allied Line slash mid-range infantry alongside the Axis ones. Now I hope this doesn't just create a huge mess, as there will be a ton of units on the tier list. I wanted to do it this way so that we can compare them side to side. Once again, these are based on my experiences and opinions, and your tier list would differ from mine, but feel free to let me know where you disagree. Without further ado, let's get going. One more note. Again, big thanks to Lisek for gathering these up. It must have been such a pain, and it's not the latest patch, but I'll try to mention that whenever I remember the correct prices. So let's start. Defense group. Double Bren, 3 rifles. Not good. I know some people like this unit for a line holder, but I don't like this one. I think I would rather take the rifles. I don't think it's good good for even for defensive purposes. I don't think it's good. I'm gonna place it. It's somewhere in C tier. Very low for me. I don't like that unit. Then we have the assault fire support. This one is in first US. Double Browning and then some rifles. It's good for fire support, and it comes in a fast transport, so you can get into some good positions with it. So it's decent. I like to use it. Now it's not phenomenal because of only 6 men. Still, stop double LMG is always nice. So I'm gonna place it somewhere into the B tier. Perhaps in the bottom of B tier. Next up, DB Gruppa from Gornostrelki. This is awful. Double DP and 2 rifles. Only 4 men. It's so bad. I it dies so easily. You take just a wind blows to this unit, and suddenly you are down to 2 guys or something like that. I honestly think this is a D tier unit. Only 15 points, yeah, but still. I'd rather play any of these actually as well, but top of D tier. Then we have Kazaki SVT. These guys are now 20 points. They have the double AVT, then SVTs, and maybe 1 or 2 Pipishas. Raiders, no AT, 11 men. I think these did not need a price buff. I think for 20 points they are extremely good. I'm not sure how well the AVT stacks up to other automatic rifles, but still, it's just excellent for 20 points. This will be our first S tier unit of the day. It's similar to the Panzergrenadier DP, but it's even better because of the Raider and one more guy as well. And I believe the AVT is, if not better, then at least similar to the DP. basics. No LMG, bunch of rifles, a few SMGs maybe as well. Disheartened. Only 20 points, but uh, I used to like this, but nowadays I don't think it's that good. With so many cheap infantry options going around, I don't think it's that good. I wouldn't play this. Mm, yeah, I still take it rather than the defense group, but yeah, C tier. Then we have the commando number 3. Now the commandos I had to had to check because I really don't remember their loadouts, so I wrote them up. So commando number 3 has double Bren and the Boise AT rifle, and then rifles and few Thompsons for 25 points. It's okay. The commando trait is of course the best trait you can really have. Uh, Now, and it is 13 men. Now the Boise AT rifle, it's the worst AT rifle in the game, or the second worst maybe. But still, it is a commando unit, so it will go, I think, high B tier. Then again, it is 13 men. I'm gonna have to put it in A tier, I think. Yeah. Then commando number 6. These guys have Bren plus sniper and then M1 Garans and a few Thompsons. Uh, Again, 13 men, commando, trait, but 35 points. That is quite expensive because nowadays we have the AB Paras, which have sniper rifle and a Bren, and they are only 25 points. So, yeah, you get the semi-autos, yeah, you have 13 men and the commando, but it is still pretty expensive. Now you should take them in SSP, but they can't really go to the S tier because of the price. If you think about it, the Fallschirmjäger ZF, they are 35 points, and they have 2 MG42s plus a sniper rifle. So it's uh, many of these commando units were nerfed back in the day when they were super strong, and now they have been forgotten, and they are maybe a bit too expensive. Which is maybe reasonable since um, SSP is still very strong in other ways, so it doesn't matter if they are a bit overpriced. I'm gonna put it next to the commando number 3 in solid A tier still. Then we have Berlin Kovi from Armia Krajova. So this is like a Strelki unit, basically. Only 8 men though. So they have DP, Mosin Nagants, and a few Pipishas and AT rifle. For 15 points, it's good. 8 men is a bit flimsy, but it is a good unit. You can spam them around. And the AT rifle is, of course, a nice bonus. Still probably worse than, well, better than the standard grenadiers, but worse than, let's put it here, worse than the grenadier MG42s. Then we have the BIMP from DFL. So this guy has a bazooka, double Bren, and then just some rifles, maybe Stens. For 30 points, it's okay. It's not super cheap because you are paying basically 5 points to have the bazooka. And the bazooka is, of course, excellent to have. So, yeah, hard to complain in that regard. But for line infantry, it's not super cheap. Mm, it will go to the A tier. Where should I put it? Perhaps high. Nah, let's put it low A tier. I think the mod Levage provides better value. For example, another bazooka unit. Low A tier. Then Granisieri Calari. This is in 6th Corporal. They have triple CB30 and then rifles. Only 20 points. That is some cost efficiency. So yeah, it's only 9 men, and yeah, it's the division is otherwise is kind of lackluster. So that's why we don't see this unit. But it is good. The availability is not the best, but triple automatic rifle for 20 points. So it's just has to go to S tier in my opinion, high S tier. Yeah, it's like again better than the Panzergrenadier DDP. I would prefer the Kazaki SPT over it though. Then Grubi Sturmovi from Armia Krajova again. So this guy is a bit of a hybrid MG42, a few STGs, and then a few MP40s. It is a good unit for 20 points. Sort of similar to the Valkyrie, I'd say, except the Valkyrie, of course, has 4 more men, so it is, yeah, actually, it's more similar to the, where is it, SS Junker, I think. But yeah, solid low B tier unit. Then we have Commandosi from CIL. So this is like a rifles Piat, but they have commando. Now, the issue with this guy is that you are paying 5 points for the commando trait, which makes it kinda expensive. I think it's a must take in CIL because you can bring the half tracks with it, but it is not super cheap. Now, or is he actually 25 points, but then you with the half track it is 30. That might be the case actually. Well, either way, I'm gonna put it into low A tier. Then we have Morskaya Pehota, found in a couple of Soviet divs. I think, is it in Gorno? And then Morskaya, certainly in Morskaya. So these guys have a bunch of rifles and few PPSHs. No LMG, they have smoke grenades, only 15 points. Now, those divisions have way better infantry options. For 20 points, you can get, in both divisions, you can get actually good infantry. So there is no really a purpose for this unit, unless you want to spam smoke, but that probably won't work anyway. So yeah, it's one of the better non-LMG rifle units, but still, nah. Bottom of C tier. Then we have Moto Pehota from the Bulgarian Brigade. These guys are like, I think this is pretty much a grenadier with better SMGs and 1 more man. So yeah, nothing super special. C tier. Then we have this guy, Odisnial Karni from First Piohotti. So it's a Strafniki with a disheartened trait and 30 points. Uh, it used to be way better when before the fallback nerf, but now disheartened units don't feel as great. Still, 20 men, and Strafnikis are very good, so having disheartened doesn't make them suddenly bad, but not quite as good as we used to be. It's low A tier for me. They will be falling back all the time though, so keep that in mind. Uh, Next up is Borsi. This is from NOV and also Bulgarian Brigade. They have a automatic rifle, bunch of rifles, no AT, Raider trait, 20 points. It's not that good. The loadout is quite poor. Um, you can spam them around. The availability is good, but again, for 20 points, there are way better options, which is part of the reason why NOV is kind of rough. Mm, Somewhere here in C tier, better than the Infanteristi, but worse than the one with the Panzerfaust. So yeah, Kangaroo rifles. Mm, this is something that I actually needed to discuss as well. Um, and the armored rifles are part of the discussion as well. So even last time, but in the Axis video, but in here more so, uh, it is kind of I had to decide how much value do I give to the transports they come in, because without the transport, the armored rifle is probably in somewhere in B tier, maybe like the spare band. But with the 50 cal half track, if you give the full value to the 50 cal half track and you use it well, it could be argued that it's in S tier. So I decided to go somewhere in between, since this is an infantry tier list, not transport or vehicle tier list. And the same applies to the kangaroo rifles. Of course, kangaroo rifles always have to come in the kangaroos, which are excellent because they are only 10 points for 50 cal. And the unit itself is good as well. So 15 men, Piat, triple Bren. So this is an S tier unit either way. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put it into here for now, fairly high S tier, because the transport is good, and even without the transport, this unit would be at least A tier, maybe even S tier. So yeah. And now on to the armored rifles. So these guys have bazooka and M1 Garands and few SMGs, but no LMG. And the main advantage of these guys is the 50 cal half track in which they come in. So I could see it being either way, being in the somewhere in the B tier or being in the top of the S tier, and I'm gonna go in between, because I don't want to place all of the American armored units into the S tier. So it's going to be low A tier. But once again, I could see them being in the S tier as well, depending how you want to rank them. Then Maro Bren from CIL. 30 points, 4 Brens, and then 5 rifles and a Panzerfaust. That's that's quite nice. So you get a ton of firepower for 30 points. Um, 9 men only, but with that kind of firepower, it doesn't really matter. This will be quite high. Low S tier, because they still are Brens. But yeah. Volunteers from Blinde. These guys have just M1 Garans and SMGs. I don't think these guys have a bazooka. I hope I'm right about that, because if they have, then they will be ranked. Or should be ranked higher. Also, these guys can also come in the half tracks, so that is a benefit again. Which is why I will rank them solidly in the C tier. Without the half track, they would be down somewhere. Let's just put it in here, middle of C tier. Then we have Guardia DP, one of the starting Pokemons, you could say. So double DP, Mosin Nagants, and 2 Pipishas, 12 men, also PTRD rifle, 25 points, very common in the Soviet infantry divisions. I like these a lot. Out of the standard infantry, Panzer Grenadiers and other like rifles, Piat, I like these the best actually. They just fit the best in my playstyle. Of course, at range they will lose to Panzer Grenadiers, but they are also cheaper, so you kind of have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna put them here into high B tier. I'm just checking that does it make sense. Yeah, it's a solid unit. I like it. Then we have Lovsi Tenkova from NOV. So this is kind of like a tank hunter squad. They have, I think they again have the Boise and maybe even AT grenade and then some rifles and some SMGs. But it's not good. Their Boise is so bad. Like if they had like a Solothurn or Lahti, then maybe this squad could be good. But with the Boise, it's absolute garbage. You should never, never take this. It's even worse than many of these. Actually, I don't see a reason to take this. Yeah, D tier. Then we have Moto Pehota with Faust. We talked about Moto Pehota, so it's like Grenadier but with Faust and with one more man. So C tier, solid C tier. Then we have Fusilieri Bren. Again, another CIL unit. 4 Brens, but this time they also have a few Stents, I want to say, and 2 more guys. Also 35 points. So at this price point, it is not as good as the Maro Bren. Now you still put out a lot of damage with this guy, but it's not really justified this price, in my opinion. Now, of course, you get more cards of these, so sometimes you want to take them in CIL, but the Maro Bren is better. This guy is somewhere in A tier. Here. Then we have Rifle Spiat. Again, one of the, like I said, that starting Pokemons. It is probably high B tier unit. So Piat, double Bren, rifles, fuse, maybe 1 Sten or 2 Sten. I don't quite remember. It is good. Having the Piat everywhere is actually super nice. Only 50% accuracy, but your opponent needs to be so careful playing with armor around these guys compared to, say, Panzer Grenadiers. Yeah. I think these standard units are pretty well balanced. as well. So it is kind of like matter of taste which one you prefer. They all have their strengths. Uh, for me, it's the Guardia DP, but I think most people would prefer the Panzergrenadier. Then we have Gornostrelki. These are now 20 points only. So they have DT, I think it's maybe 4 SVTs and 6 BB shots and an AT grenade, also a raider. So for 25 points, these guys were quite expensive and actually kind of bad. But for 20 points, I think they might be quite viable now. I haven't played them at 20 points yet, so I could be wrong about this. But I think uh, they will be good hybrid infantry now. Similar to the Gebirgsjäger. Because before they were just straight up worse. But for 20 points now, I think they are sorta comparable. So beat here. Then we have rifles early. These guys have M1 Garans and then 1 BAR for 25 points. It's alright. It's sort of a medium range unit with just the 1 BAR. But it is very flexible because all the weapons can fire in the woods as well and do decent work. It is a B tier unit. But there are other B tier units I would take over this. Maybe here. So yeah, solidly in the middle, but a lot of better options as well. Now these guys are in the second US. These guys come in half track as well. So yeah, that's a bonus, of course. Then we have Guardia, single DP, AT grenade, Mosin Nagants, and again maybe 2 PP shots. This one is not a good 20-point unit. Now the availability got buffed, so sometimes you can take this, especially in Soviet tank divisions. It is actually a must take in many of them, but I don't think it's a good unit. Lower side of C tier, probably here. Then we have Laskurid SVT. I should mention that we are missing few duplicate units. So, for example, we don't have Strelki SVT because it is essentially the same unit. They have different SMG. And the same can be said in a lot of units because the Allied have actually quite a lot of duplicates with different names. And if the loadout is differs only with a few guns, it doesn't really matter. But the Laskurid SVT or the Strelki SVT, these are quite nice. So same as the Guardia, but they have SVT rifles. So that makes them actually quite good. They can put out decent damage. I prefer these over many of the other single MG units. But not maybe quite as high as B tier. Yeah. I'm gonna say here. High C tier. Legionares from DFL. Bit of a hybrid unit because they have the TNT and then double BAR, a bunch of rifles, few Thompsons. Fanatical, 35 points. Also the most expensive infantry unit if you take it with a 50 cal half track, because then it's 50 points, which is quite expensive, and it's something I do quite often, but I don't recommend doing it if you are not very careful with it. It is a good unit. It's very flexible. The fanatical is actually quite good in this case because if you take damage in the woods or suppression, then you won't surrender. So I like this unit a lot, but I don't think with the 35 points it is not quite reaching the S tier for me. It is still pretty expensive. High A tier. Then we have the Montagnards from Dodie. These guys, I want to say these guys are the one with BAR plus sniper rifle, and then rifles and SMGs. Raider, no AT. Uh, this is again what we talked about, that for 35 points they are overpriced, which is fine because Dodie is still a decent division. Well, maybe these guys could receive a price buff actually, because it's not as oppressive as the SSB is still. Again, you should maybe take a card of these, but they are overpriced. Mm, worse than the Commando number 6 because of no Commando trait. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to the solid A tier. Then we have the glider rifles. So American paratroopers, single. Now I never remember, do these guys have the BAR or the Browning? But anyway, I think I'm gonna rate both the glider and AB rifles very similarly, so it doesn't really matter. Bazooka, Raider, uh, semi-auto rifles, 30 points. It is good when you are fighting tanks, but if you are not fighting tanks or other light armor, uh, it is quite expensive actually. So it's very matchup dependent. Because many, like all of the, well, not these guys, but most of the other A tier, S tier units will trounce, absolutely trounce these guys. They don't have that much firepower. Even many of the B tier from here, and will trounce them for a cheaper price. So yeah, but the bazooka is super nice and it makes unit so flexible and it just feels so good. So it is A tier. Better than the pimp? Maybe, yeah. Better than the commandosi? Maybe not. let's leave it here. Low A tier. Motostrelki from CIABG. So these guys are just motorized rifles. So Piat, Bren, a few rifles, Sten. Come in a 30 cal half track. It is a good squad because of the Piat. Otherwise, the firepower is kind of meh. So you are buying this either for the half track or the Piat. But I do value the Piat quite highly and AT in general. So it will go to the B tier just because of that. Then we have the Forceman BAR from ATF. So these guys have a BAR it's double BAR, semi-autos, bazooka, a few Thompsons, commando. This is a good unit. 35 points is expensive, but I don't think it's overpriced like many of the other ones we discussed already. It will be certainly an S tier unit. I think the S tier needs to be rearranged in the end anyway, but it is an S tier unit. Now the firepower makes it very flexible. You can even go to the woods because of the automatic rifles, but at long range you actually lose to many of these ones. So yeah. Then we have Proletari from NOV. So again, basically a grenadier, but they have a raider trait, so it's all right. I do like the raider trait, but it's nothing that special. Then Kazaki. These guys got changed. The 12 men added some more SVTs, which they have a bunch of, few PP shots, and then a DP raider and a PDRD rifle. One of the better 20 points units, single machine gun ones, dice. The raider trade makes them move so fast, and they are so cheap, and they have good availability. You can spam them around. Yeah. From what I have used and faced the new Kazaki, I think they are quite strong. So I'm gonna rate this quite highly. Where is the other single machine gun, Fallschirmjäger? I think this is around that level. This is better than the Kornostrelki, certainly. Ah, well, whatever. High B tier for now, at least. Then we have Forcemen with the satchel and their Johnson rifles. I prefer the BAR version because of the bazooka, but this is an S tier unit again. The commando is just super strong. You can just Q move forward and easy to use and nice. Then we have Fusilieri, 10 points, no LMG, few rifles, few stens. Garbage, garbage unit. I don't think these are that usable. Similar to the Shuma. I should probably actually lower these. I think the usability is pretty low. Yeah, B tier. Kalarashimoto, 8 cav and 6 Corbel has this guy. It's like a Panzer Grenadier with better SMGs. Panzer Grenadier Panzerfaust that is. So yeah, it's good, but nothing like phenomenal. Strelki LKM. This is a Strel Guardia DP. No, Strelki DP with all the rifles replaced by SVTs. So yeah, it's just a straight upgrade. Dishes out actually quite a bit of damage. So easily high B tier for me. It feels very nice to use this unit. Grenadiers Volt from 6th Airborne, Belgians. So this is like a rifle Spiat, but they have the gammon bombs instead of the Biat. So that makes them actually quite a bit worse. Double Bren is okay, but nothing special. So next to the Grenadier MG26 makes sense. Shashepara from DB SAS. This is more like a mid-range CQC unit, but it's here because there is a lot of those Sturm Grenadiers and such. And this is a similar unit to them. 4 stens, 8 M1 carbines, 80 grenade, and a smoke grenade. The smoke grenade makes it very flexible, but it's also very micro intensive to throw around the smoke. So yeah. Next to the Sturmschützen would make sense, I think, but better. Maori, double MG34, 4 Lee Enfields and 4. No, maybe they have Thompsons and MP40s. But yeah, Fanatical, no AT, 25 points. It's fun unit to use. It's not that special anymore. Now 25 points for double MG34 is nice. I'm not gonna deny that. But yeah, the loadout is maybe a bit too varied. So yeah. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, then again, I have rated the LL Schützen into A tier, and this is probably better than the LA Schützen. So yeah, yeah, he can go to the A tier. I don't see an issue here. Then converted gunners, South Africa. These guys, I don't remember if these guys got the Bren. I think they got the Bren as well. So yeah, it's all right. But disheartened and just rifles, Bren, and maybe a few SMGs as well. Nothing that spectacular, to be honest, even with the change. Yeah, let's put it next to the Landeschützen Ost. Indian rifles from 8th Indian. So a rifles unit with few more men and raider trait. So it is an upgrade, but honestly not that big one. And no AT. If these guys had AT, then yeah, I think they would be decent. But C tier. Even this might be too generous, but yeah. Converted gunner to US. BAR, M1 Garans, maybe a few SMGs as well. Disheartened, 25 points. Before the disheartened or the fallback nerf, these were quite good, but nowadays, I don't know. It's a bit meh. Not a bad unit, but relying on these with the Task Force 45 doesn't feel that good. C tier, better than the Volunteers. I mean, it is still 15 men, so yeah, I need, but let's put it here. Higher C tier, but yeah. Converted RAF. I think these guys have the Lewis gun. 15 men, but not as much firepower as the ones we discussed just before. So yeah, I'm gonna place them. I mean, they are better than the Nostalaki. And maybe even better than the Grenadiers as well. Yeah, C tier. Converted gunners UK. These guys got the Bren now, and they are 15 points. So this made them quite a bit better. And they are not disheartened. So yeah. Yeah, nothing phenomenal still, of course, but yeah, quite usable. Armored LMG rifles from 4th US, maybe also in 3rd US. Double, maybe Browning, maybe BAR. Doesn't matter that much. Semi-autos and a Thompson, and a bazooka, and they come in half tracks. So this is one of those units that could go very high, depending on how you look at this. Even without the half track, this is super good unit though. So yeah. Or do these guys have the bazooka? I'm blanking. So if they have the bazooka, then they are even better. But I'm gonna rate them high A tier. No, maybe I should rate them even higher. Let's check. Nah, I think that's solid. Very high A tier. Oplights from what is it called? The second New Zealand. Uh, so bunch of rifles, double Piat Raider, uh, 12 men, decent for 25 points, but the lack of AT puts this down a little. Now with the Raider, it is fun to use, but it's not that great. Probably here is reasonable. B tier. Mustad Mantlit from Estonian. 15 men DP rifle for MP40s, 20 points. Not the cheapest for a disheartened unit, but it is quite fun to use, and it does have some flexibility and some firepower. But somewhere into the C tier, this will go. Let's put it here, maybe. Kursanti from NOV. These guys have 4 SMGs and then rifles. I think this is a garbage unit. Not as garbage as these guys, but you shouldn't take these in NOV. You have good choices. There's no reason to play something like this. Better than the no worse than the Morskaya Pehota, but similar unit. Low D tier, C tier. Then we have the new unit from Wessex, MG42 plus sniper rifle, plus rifles and stents. So only downside is actually that they come in C phase only. Otherwise, this loadout is quite crazy. For 25 points, it is an S tier unit. Well, if they came in already in A phase or P phase, I think they would be S tier, high S tier. But I'm gonna put them here. Then we have Voltigireos, or however you say that. So these guys have Garants and SMGs. I think I have made a mistake. Yes, so the volunteers are actually M1 carbines, FM24 and stents. These guys I also had to wrote down because I don't remember the French or the blindé units that well. So I have to rate them again. So yeah, this is more of a hybrid unit then, and it is actually quite good at that. Probably worse than the Beckley Grenadiers, but yeah, it is a B tier unit. And these guys are only the M1 Garans and SMGs. And I wanna say no bazooka. They come in half tracks though, but yeah. Which is why I don't know where I took this from, but somewhere in C tier. Then we have Gornostrelki DP. This guy is, I think this might be a triple DP unit. Only 6 men though, and a Raider. Raider is nice, 20 points is cheap, but it is flimsy. I don't think it's as good as the Assault fire support, for example. Maybe it is though if it has the triple DP. Nah, I'm gonna place it next to that guy. I still don't think that this is that great. Air landing from 6th Airborne. The main advantage of this guy is that they have Piat and they have great availability and wet curve. I think it's something like 10 on double wet in A phase. So yeah, if you're facing somebody who or a division that has a lot of armor, then these guys are great. Otherwise, the firepower is kind of meh with Bren and just few rifles. So a bit of a mixed bag, but I do like the spammability and having the Piat everywhere. So B tier. Dragoni, this is just a motorized rifle, which we ranked already. Montagnard BAR. From Dodi, double BAR plus bazooka, and then bunch of rifles, few SMGs, Raider, 30 points. This is better than the other Montagnard. Mm, this is fairly priced. 30 points is good for this unit. Uh, and I quite like this. Is it S tier? Is it better than the Legionaries? Perhaps just outside of S tier. Commando number 10. These guys, 3 Thompsons, Lee Enfields, and 2 Vickers K-gun. 30 points. It's quite good. The Commando is what makes this strong, and the Vickers K-gun is actually, I believe it's quite strong LMG. No, it's nothing over the top, but a high A tier still. Then we have Digger Spiat. So this is a rifle Spiat, but a bit different loadout. I want to say it's a bit better loadout because maybe they have Thompsons instead of Stens, but yeah, high B tier. Vanatori de Garde from 8 Cav. Double MG26 or ZB30, and then some rifles and 4 SMGs. And an 80 ignite, and fanatical, and good availability, and good red curve. So this is a good unit to use. 12 men makes it quite chunky as well, and it's very flexible. So it is a solid B tier unit. Let's put it here. B tier, maybe better than the Ersatztruppen Paris. Desert Rats from 7th. AD, Triple Bren, Piat, few rifles, few stents. Now, I think there have been some talk that this is maybe a bit overpriced. Only 8 men, so it's quite flimsy. Now Triple Bren is of course nice and the Piat, but it's not as good as it could be with just 2 more guys, and this would be very good. So yeah, still Piat unit, so can't be that bad. But the cost efficiency isn't really there. B tier. I actually don't like this unit that much. Yeah, well, I'm gonna put it maybe over here. I don't like this one as much. AB Paras Piat, so like a rifle Piat but with Raider. Maybe again a bit different loadout. Now the Raider is actually very nice, so I have to give it that. But yeah, I think that pushes it over these guys. Yeah. Nisei rifles from Task Force 45. Fanatical, bazooka, double BAR, semi-auto rifles. For 35 points, this is overpriced. I feel like this has been a bit forgotten. So I think it should be 30. It's like the special unit of the division. So you kind of have to rely on these, but then it doesn't feel good at 35 points. Yeah, I think bottom of A tier is a good place for this guy. Voltikireus, another Blinde unit. This guy has double Browning, Garans, and SMGs. Again, comes in half track, so that's something to keep in mind. This is good for 25 points. It is like same price as rifles early, but you get double Browning. So I think this is very good for the price. And it does put out quite a lot of firepower. Now, no AT is something that is a bit of a letdown, but I think it might sneak to the bottom of A tier. Then armored rifles, BAR. So rifles early with a bazooka, and again comes in half track, which makes it automatically very good, as does the bazooka. Now, where did we put the armored LMG rifles? I'm gonna put this next to it. But again, there's the argument to be made that they should be in the S tier. Another new unit from Wessex, the Dutch. This is basically like moto rifles, but 2 more guys. No half track though. I'm gonna still place them to the B tier. It's solid, kind of boring, but yeah. Then AB Paras, now 25 points. So these guys have the Bren and the sniper rifle and then Raider trait. So they put out quite a lot of firepower, and they are only 25 points now. So I haven't used 6th Airborne after the patch, but I think these are quite strong now. Easy A tier. Maybe here. Diggers. This is just rifles. Again, maybe a few different SMGs, but doesn't matter. The rifles, I don't think we have ranked them yet, but rifles, I don't like the rifles that much. I don't think they're that special. This is probably worse than the Alpini. Just not enough firepower. 10 men is nice though. Rifles late, double BAR, M1 Garands and Thompson. No AT, but 12 men is good. For 30 points, this is somewhat cost efficient. It is a good unit. Is it a tier unit? Maybe just not quite. High B tier like other the very standard units. FFE rallies. These guys, I want to say these guys have MG34 and then an automatic rifle. So it is a double LMG unit for 25 points. It's nothing special, but it is decent. And the LMGs are decent. So yeah. Better than the Grenadiers Vault. Nah, maybe here. Solid B tier. AB Rifles LMG, 30 points. It's like Rifles late, but better because of the Raider. This is fairly priced as well, so nothing to complain there. Where are the glider rifles? Yeah, so this is like the main fighting unit of the 101st, and it is good. Tiraleus, automatic rifle, rifles, maybe few stents. This is in DFL, maybe in Dodi as well. This is garbage unit. I don't think you should take this. In DFL, you have such a good options that it's not good. Even having 12 men doesn't save it. There are so many better 20 points units than this that it's kind of crazy. It is better than, yeah, maybe here. Gumiers from Dodi. These ones are the ones with the automatic rifle and less SMGs. 19 men though. They're fun to use because they're a little chunky, but they don't have that much firepower. You just soak fire with them. So yeah, cannot rate them that highly, but it is a B tier unit. Gurkha's rifles from 8th Indian. Fanatical, they have gammon bombs, double Bren, more SMGs than usual, but Not that great. Fun to use, fun, unique unit, but if they had Piat, they would be again way better. But yeah, better than the Grandiose Volt. But yeah, solid B tier. Partisansi uh, from Armia Krajova. This is a Grenadier Panzerfaust. So yeah, no need to discuss more. C tier. FFE Group FM from DB SAS. I think this is like a double automatic rifle unit. Raider as well. It's decent, but the machine guns are not that great. So I'm gonna say this is uh, B tier. FFO Fusiliers from CIABG. FM24, few rifles, 80 grenade. Only 15 points. So these used to be so annoying to deal with when they had the better availability and you could just spam them around and support them with Cromwells. But nah, nowadays they are not as bad. Still 15 points only, and very still spammable, but not as much as before. C tier. Recrusi from Panzerna. These guys also have MG34 and then maybe a Bren. So they are very similar to the one we ranked already, the FFE rallies. Yeah, solid B tier. Moti, from 6th Corporal. TNT MG34s, chunky squad, bit of a hybrid. It's good, but nothing that special. B tier. Probably better than Panzergrenadiers though. Without AT. Then we have rifles. These guys are from the Rats. They have the battle weary. I don't like the battle weary trait. I think it's if it's not a negative, then it's not a positive either. And I don't like the standard rifles either. So yeah, somewhere here. Did we rank some rifles already? We did rank the Diggers. So yeah, let's put them next to them. C tier. Nueve from Blinde. These guys are I think they're from Spain. MG34, M1 Garants, a few SMGs. For 20 points, that is actually quite good loadout. And maybe they come in half track as well, and they have good veterancy curve. So yeah, they feel better than they like should be. But yeah, I'm gonna say low B tier. Bodorska from NOV, double automatic rifle and then few rifles. Raider again, but this I don't know. This is like supposed to be some kind of fire support unit for NOV, but it's garbage. I rather take the single machine gun units. The 7 men is too flimsy and the machine guns are bad. So yeah, better than the defense group, but not good. SAS Group FM from DP SAS, double Bren, and then M1 carbines, I think. Commando, and they come in tractions. So yeah, for a 6-man squad, this is okay because they come in so fast. But it's nothing phenomenal still. Is it low B tier? I think it is. Stonewallers from first US. 7 Garants and 1 BAR. It's okay if you need any point units, but you cannot wet them, which is kind of painful. Single wet they would be pretty nice, but no wet, it's like a filler unit if you have space. Decent medium range firepower still. See it here. Strel CSVT from Piehotti. These guys are again one of the no machine guns unit, only rifles and SMGs. They do have a Panzerfaust. And you can take them in half tracks, so maybe, but you don't have that many half tracks. You can use the half tracks in other units. So in a specific matchup where you need the Panzerfaust, sure, but bottom of C tier for me still. AB rifles, we ranked already the glider rifles, so we are gonna put these guys just next to them. I don't remember which one is better, but the differences are only slight. A tier. AB converted gunners. These have M1 carbines and a few Thompsons. Basically, Storm Grenadier unit. Also a Raider, but no AT. Let's put it in the B tier. Prahinhas from Task Force 45. Double BAR, but bad rifles. For 25 points, it's alright. It's similar to like the Panzer Grenadier MG26 and the Vanatorimoto. Just nothing special. B tier. Osnas. Maybe this should not even be ranked, but it's just a bazooka unit which comes super fast. It is a commando, few SMGs, so you can use it to fight as well. Yep. B tier, just because of the bazooka. Partisani DP from 3rd Guards Mechanized. These guys have DP and MG34, which makes their firepower better than a Guardia DP, but they don't have AT, so that's why I think they are a bit worse. They do have a Raider though. B tier unit certainly, but nothing over the top. Let's put it next to the Recrusi. Yeah. Rangers LMG, like the assault fire support, but with commando. So bit better, but honestly not that much. Again, 6 men only. So yeah, B tier. Glider crew from 6th Airborne, only Lee Enfields and Stens disheartened. This is garbage. Don't take it. You have cheap options in 6th Airborne. There's no reason to play these guys. Yeah, D tier. Kazaki Mosin. These guys also got more rifles. Still 15 points only. 80 rifle DP. Few PP shots. Very spammable for 15 points. And synergizes very well with 9th Cav. But as a unit, it's not that good. Now it does have the Raider, which is nice. But I think I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. Yeah, let's put it here, but C tier. Then the Marineers, Dutch from Wessex. Fanatical, double Bren, 25 points, no AT. It's fun to use, but the no ATs, so they cannot be that high. Let's put it next to the Oplights. Then Commando number 45. These are just Piat Bren Thompson's rifles for 20 points. It's good. It's better than the motorized rifles because of the commando trait. Now, yeah, the commando does raise this quite high, but let's put it next to the Kazaki. Kazaki are better in my opinion. Maybe not though, because of the Piat. Then Parasadutisti, double Bren, few rifles, few maybe Berettas. Nothing special for only 8 men. I prefer the Axis version, but they are very similar. Obyok Krajovochki from Armia Krajova. 13 men, 1 LMG, and then mixed loadout of SMGs and M1 carbines. It is quite nice. Decent hybrid infantry unit. Let's put it next to. It's better than the Krubisturmovi, maybe. No, maybe not. Maybe very similar. So yeah, let's place it here. Artillerius from DFL. Again, DFL has so many better options. These guys have no LMG. They have few M carbines, which makes them better than many other of the ones I mentioned already, but still not good. Bottom of C tier. Strafniki, 35 points, triple DP, bunch of rifles, bunch of PPSHAs, 80 rifle. Some people say that this is overpriced, but I don't think so. I think it's very solid. Can take a lot of punishment. I like using them. Very easy to use as well. Low S tier. Then we have Desanitki DT, triple DT, a few rifles, 1 SMG, Raider trait, 20 points only. Now, triple DT is nice for 20 points, but only 7 men, so it's kind of hard to use. Now, it is better than the Rosiori PM, of course, but I cannot put this to the S tier like the other cheap units. I feel this is just worse. The 2 men difference is actually quite significant in my opinion. B tier seems fair. Gumieres PM, these guys are the ones with the rocket gun, and they have actually quite a lot of SMGs. I think it's like maybe like 5. So it is like a pretty decent unit to go to the woods or just push forward, take punishment. But 30 points is also pretty expensive. Where did we put the other Gumieres? Yeah, I might prefer the 25 point variant actually, but B tier. This guy is not a line infantry unit. Defense group, we talked about this. Yeah, C tier. I think they are the same. Even with the battle worry, maybe this one is just an inch better, but not much. Chasseur Alpines. This is a unit I don't think I have ever seen in battle. It arrives in C phase in Dodi, so I have never seen anybody use this. I don't think it's that good either. It has Raider trait, but otherwise the loadout, I think it's pretty poor. C tier seems good. Alpini, Bren, rifles, Stens. These guys have extremely good availability and wet curve though, but I don't think these are. You shouldn't play these in CIL. I don't think so. You should take the Paracadutisti if you want cheaper infantry. Better than rifles, worse than grenadiers. Pehota, 15 men. I want to say they have like a CB30, bunch of rifles, few SMGs. All right, for 20 points, but nothing super good. C tier. Cherny Bushlatu from Morskaya. These guys have DP, SBTs, and PPSHAs, 13 men, 20 points, and Raider trait. Again, this is one of the better 20-point single machine gun units because of the Raider and the chunkiness. Similar to Kazaki. Yeah. Perhaps even better. Now these guys are 12 men as well, so yeah. high B tier. I could see actually both of them going to the A tier as well, but let's now keep them there. Then we have lastly the Shashopara from ATF. 20 points Raider, Browning, semi-autos, few SMGs. This is a good squad to round up the other expensive infantry like the Forcemen, so you can take these to hold the line. Good 20-point infantry squad. No AT, so not as good as the Chernies and Kasaki, but pretty nice still. Let's place it here, but it could be higher depending on the matchup. Yeah, maybe I will place it actually higher. All right. Now there's only the leaders and the CQC units left, and I'm not gonna touch the leaders, but maybe one day I will make the CQC. Okay, so that's all of them. Now they are not anymore in order in the tiers. There's just way too many units. It would take so much time to, for example, look at this B tier. There's no way to put them in order, and it depends on the matchup and how much you value Raider, how much you value AT, stuff like that. But let's go over just quickly the S tier at least, and try to put them in better order because I actually have changed my mind since the last video. I think this is alright. Now, this could change depending how much you value the cheaper double and triple MG infantry over the elite infantry. But I think these are very good units and they can be here. This is good. I don't think it's the best infantry unit in the game, but it's very close. Kangaroo rifles can be here. Hussars. It is an S tier unit, but I think I rated it too highly. Because they don't have AT, they don't have Commando, Raider, anything like that. So it is bottom of S tier. The Fallschirmjägers, I like this order. They are all 35 points, but I think their Sturmjägers are the best, and then the FG42, and then these guys the last. Even though they have the best long range firepower, but they don't have AT. So yeah, they have their Kriegsmarineboot Besatzung. Yeah, seems solid. For 30 points only, they do belong in here, I think. Now the Forcemen BAR. It loses in a straight firefight to these, but you have the bazooka, which is so good. Yeah, maybe this looks like a solid order to me. And then we have other elite infantry coming up from here. These are very nice to Arnhem guys. Then we have the ones with the half tracks coming in. Yeah, looks decent. Probably some mistakes here, and once again, I know I'm repeating myself, but the whole half track discussion is kind of, yeah. So should this be in S tier, or maybe it should? Let's do that actually. Assuming both of them have the bazooka as well, I'm gonna place them in S tier. Yep. I'm gonna leave it at that. This video has gone gone on way too long. There you have it. All the line infantry from Steel Division 2 ranked, and let me know in the comments what you think and where I went wrong. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.